The Clockmaker's Secret. In the small, fog-drenched town of Eldermere, there was a clockmaker named Elias Thorne. His shop, tucked away in a cobblestone alley, was a place of wonder. Clocks of all shapes and sizes lined the walls, grandfather clocks with intricate carvings, pocket watches with gleaming faces, and even tiny bird-shaped clocks that chirped on the hour. But Elias was no ordinary clockmaker. He was known for crafting timepieces that seemed to defy logic, clocks that ticked backward, others that chimed only on rainy days, and one that reportedly stopped ticking whenever someone told a lie nearby. One day, a young girl named Lila wandered into the shop. She was new to Eldermere, having moved there with her father after her mother's passing. Lila was curious and bold, with a knack for asking questions no one else dared to ask. "Mr. Thorne," she said, peering at a peculiar clock on the counter, "why does this one have no numbers?" Elias glanced up from his workbench, his eyes twinkling behind his spectacles. "Ah, that one is special. It doesn't measure hours or minutes. It measures moments." Lila tilted her head. "Moments?" "Yes," Elias replied. "It ticks faster when something important is happening, slower when life is dull. It's a clock for the heart, not the head." Intrigued, Lila returned to the shop every day after school. She watched Elias work, marveling at his skill and the strange tools he used. Over time, she noticed something odd. Elias never seemed to age. His hair remained the same silvery gray, his hands steady and strong. Townsfolk whispered about him, saying he had made a deal with time itself. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Lila decided to confront him. "Mr. Thorne," she said, "are you immortal?" Elias paused, setting down a tiny gear. He smiled faintly. "Not immortal, child. Just careful with time." "What do you mean?" Lila pressed. Elias sighed and beckoned her to follow him to the back of the shop. There, hidden behind a curtain, was a massive clock unlike any Lila had ever seen. Its face was a swirling mosaic of colors, and its hands moved in unpredictable patterns. At its center was a small, glowing orb. "This," Elias said, "is the heart of time. It's what powers all my clocks. But it's also what keeps me anchored. Long ago, I made a mistake. I tried to turn back time to save someone I loved. Didn't work, but it bound me to this clock. Now I must keep it running or time itself will unravel." Lila's eyes widened. "Can't you fix it?" Elias shook his head. "Not without a great cost. Someone would have to take my place, and I could never ask that of anyone." Lila thought for a moment. "What if I helped you? Maybe there's another way." Elias hesitated, then nodded. Together, they worked tirelessly, studying ancient texts and experimenting with new mechanisms. Months turned into years, and Lila grew into a skilled clockmaker in her own right. Finally, they discovered a solution, a way to transfer the heart of time's energy into a network of smaller clocks, dispersing the burden so no one person would have to bear it. When the time came to perform the transfer, Elias looked at Lila with pride. "You've given me a gift greater than time," he said. "You've given me hope." Transfer was a success. Elias aged gracefully, finally free from the heart's grip. The town of Eldermere flourished, its clocks ticking in perfect harmony. And Lila? She became the keeper of the heart, ensuring that time flowed as it should, for everyone. But every now and then, when the fog rolled in and the clocks chimed in unison, the townsfolk swore they could hear the faint sound of laughter, as if time itself was rejoicing.